Hello and welcome to part 2 of What's Next for Us. In this series I'm talking about the future and the great technologies that are awaiting us. In part 1 of this series, the three key points that I made, the three key technologies that I made reference to were 3D printers, global consciousness, and immortality. In this series I'm going to be talking about three more technologies that I think will have huge ramifications on life as we know it. Again, I would like to reiterate how the point of these videos is to instill hope, is to inspire hope, and to encourage people to be optimistic, because the future is going to be awesome. The world is going to be a much better place, and you know, it's not naive and it's not foolish to hope or to want for a better world, because a better world is definitely within our reach. So the first technology I'd like to talk about is renewable energy. We're making great strides in our renewable energy technologies so that no longer will we be dependent on fossil fuels to fuel our societies. Instead, we'll be able to harness or harvest all of the energy that we need. For one, solar power is becoming increasingly efficient and cheaper and more affordable. Eventually we'll get to a point where solar harnessing technology can be put on anything, on our vehicles, onto our roofs, even onto the clothes that we're wearing. It'll be like a paint or a material that can just trap and harness energy from the sun. Another form of solar power will be in algae. Algae farms are proving to be remarkably effective to trap solar energy. They've been said to be 20,000 times more efficient at making ethanol than corn. Another form of renewable energy that we're going to be increasing our technology in is the ability to harness the power of the oceans. Waves and currents and tides are an abundant source of energy, and we're going to be ever the more increasing. We're going to be tapping into that more and more. As well, geothermal energy is going to be another source of energy that we're going to be tapping into. So essentially, we're going to have a virtually unlimited supply of power to drive all of these new technologies that we're going to be creating. So we don't need to worry about the oil running out, because we're going to be able to find our power from free or virtually free sources. The next technology I'd like to talk about is virtual reality. Virtual reality is going to become increasingly more significant in the future as the technology advances and the immersive experience becomes all the more real, as well as the technology becomes cheaper and more affordable. The ramifications of VR, for one, video games are going to be awesome. You know, you're going to not just be looking at a screen watching your character do all the moves, you're going to be in the game doing the moves as if you were part of the game. Imagine running around a Grand Theft Auto universe as if it were the real world. That's going to be awesome. But VR is going to have other ramifications as well. It's going to open up essentially unlimited world, unlimited real estate for us to travel in. You know, there's concerns about overpopulation and overcrowding, but VR is going to open up an entire new universe for us to travel in and explore in, and we'll essentially only be bound by our imagination. We can create any world. We'll be able to create anything that we want to experience. The third technology that I'd like to talk about in this section is robots. Robotics already are proving to be a really fascinating technological area. If you haven't already looked into where we are right now with the robotics that we can already create, you should definitely look into that. But that also gives us some idea as to where we'll be just, 5 to 10 years from now with robots. Robots are going to be great for doing menial or dangerous tasks that we don't want humans to do. Another neat thing will be battle bots. We already got battle bots right now, but we'll be able to create autonomous fighting robots that will essentially fight it out to the death. I think it's going to be quite remarkable and quite entertaining for sure. Perhaps the most interesting outcome from robotics will be sex robots. Robots that are hundreds of times more proficient in the act of lovemaking than any human, and it'll be their only purpose to exist will be to satisfy humans. Now you might think it's a little bit depraved that, you know, sex robots are the, you know, what I think is to be one of the neatest outcomes of robotics, but you know, there's a lot of ties between sex drive and sexual frustration and people's moods and people's attitudes. So if we have a population that is sexually satisfied and you know, all those basic needs are taken care of, then we can have a population that's less depressed, you know, happier, more relaxed, you know, not as angry and not as frustrated and not as inclined to fight and go to war. So I think sex robots will be have a really profound impact on society. So to sum it up, that's some more awesome stuff that we have to look to into the future, and you know, there's a great world out there that's just awaiting us, and you know, it's just up to us to continue on and to make sure that we get to this great world that's awaiting us. In part 3, I'm going to be talking about what we can do to ensure that we get to this great world that's there, just waiting for us. So until then, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and please rate, and peace.